Bitcoin down 10% today, and the crypto stocks are getting dragged with it. There's a new way to trade in the space, though. ETF BITQ, launched by the team at Bitwise Asset Management. Matt Hougan is the Chief Investment Officer at the firm, joining us here this afternoon. Matt, very interesting ETF you guys just launched, and a little bit of a storm here the last 48 hours, but it just went public yesterday. Walk us through how it works and what's in it.
That's right. Prices are on sale. Thanks for having me, Oliver. You know, this is the first pure play crypto equity ETF to hit the market. The index behind it is designed to select the 30 companies that are really leading, building out the infrastructure of crypto. These are the picks and shovels: Bitcoin miners, mining equipment manufacturers, companies like Coinbase, which are reporting earnings after the close. We package them all into a single ETF that allows you to get exposure to the growth in the crypto economy without the challenges of holding Bitcoin or Ethereum directly.
So is this, what does it look like in terms of how it's going to trade? I mean, a lot of these stocks look pretty darn similar to Bitcoin, the way they trade, but not identically by any means. Some of them, MicroStrategy, look quite a bit weaker lately, actually, relative to BTC. So how do you expect this to function as a proxy if people want to use it that way? Is that the way it's intended to be used?
I think it's going to be moderately correlated to a direct investment with Bitcoin, but it gives you a different exposure. Look, if you think about a company like Coinbase, absolutely it does well when the price of Bitcoin is going up, but it also does well when the price of Bitcoin is volatile. People are trading a lot, generating a lot of commissions. If you look historically, moderate correlation is the right idea. But the really interesting thing about these companies is because they're exposed to the long-term growth of the crypto industry, they have a history of significant revenue growth and also significant profitability. So I don't think it's a one-for-one replacement for Bitcoin, but it is a nice complementary or easier way to get exposure to the crypto economy.
How much of this will be in crypto miners? I see Riot in there. That's one of the most well-known ones. Coinbase, you mentioned here, is the exchange. That's the biggest holding. And then MicroStrategy is kind of like the balance sheet side. I don't see a Tesla in here. What about a Square? How do those fit in? Like, what makes you a Bitcoin stock?
Oh, that's a great question. There are actually two parts of the portfolio. So 85% of the portfolio, when we rebalance the index, is focused on pure plays. Riot, Marathon, Silvergate, Coinbase, again, the real picks and shovels that derive, let's say close to 100% of their revenue from the crypto markets. The rule is more than 75%. There is a 15% sleeve of the portfolio that's dedicated to what I call supporting companies. And that includes companies like Square, like PayPal, like Tesla. These are companies that have a significant business interest in crypto, but as part of a more diversified business. So they're a nice complement, but really the portfolio is focused on those pure plays. That's what investors want. They want a pure play crypto equity ETF, and BITQ is the first one of those to hit the market.
Okay. You're going to charge about 85 basis points. This is a very specific strategy in terms of interest and flows. What type of feedback are you getting so far? Because I would imagine there's a lot of RIAs, folks who've had conversations with their clients about crypto exposure, but in many ways, in many respects, they can't put that on directly. Is that the audience that you're targeting here?
That's exactly right. Bitwise as a firm, we're dedicated to serving financial advisors. We run over $1.5 billion in assets in private funds that track assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, et cetera. So we're the largest crypto index fund provider. But we talk to clients all the time, financial advisors and RIAs who have customers who are interested in crypto but aren't fully comfortable valuing Bitcoin or how you custody Bitcoin or handling other crypto assets. Again, this is an easy way for them to do it. They can buy it in their TD account. It's held at their advisor custodians. For those investors, equities are more familiar than crypto assets, and this is a great way to get them exposure. So that is why we launched it.
Okay. And then as new companies come to market, presumably if and when they do, or what if when there's an actual Bitcoin ETF itself, can you have an ETF inside of an ETF?
We won't be holding a Bitcoin ETF. This is really a picks and shovels play. Okay. It's more like gold mining stocks than it is like directly holding gold. But you raise a great point on IPOs. We actually have a special rule in the index that IPOs can be added a day after they list. So Coinbase, the largest crypto equity in the world, went IPO on April 14th. It was added to the index at the close of trading on April 15th. One unusual thing about the crypto market is some of the largest companies are still private. And there is a big pipeline of these private companies coming to market. And the idea behind our ETF is to give investors exposure to all of the best crypto equities out there, all of the largest crypto equities. And so we have that rule that adds IPOs shortly after they come to market to make sure the index and the ETF stays up to date.
Okay. Well, over the last couple of years, we've seen some of these ETFs, and some of them looked kind of more like a tech general fund. This one certainly is not that. This is crypto through and through. So exciting, as many I know are looking for something like this. So congrats on the launch, and let's continue talking about it, Matt. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me on, Oliver.
You got it. Matt Hougan is the CIO at Bitwise Asset Management. BITQ, it's an easy one to remember. It's an easy one to remember. BITQ is the ticker.